This is Robert at MARETweb, and this is going to be a really short video, and it's 10th of June 2017, and this video is on mandatory documents that you should have on file for everyone that you're treating. And of course, those documents are not mandatory for you to use this system, but in every ethics statement that you're going to find out there, you will understand that these documents in fact are mandatory. They're not things that you can do if you want, and they are mandatory as far as I know for everyone. That's going to include a psychologist, a licensed counselor, an addictions counselor, a lay counselor in a church that is not licensed, a pastor who's not licensed, individuals who don't get paid, individuals who do get paid. If you're counseling other people in any capacity, religious, not religious, it doesn't matter, paid, unpaid, you need these documents. Now, this change is taking place on the main screen. You know that this project is constantly being updated, upgraded, added to. You'll notice that this mess of biopsychosocial stuff, the client intake stuff, has now gone up here. And these two will be moved down here shortly. It's not a fire to get those down there, and I'm not sure. There might be a couple more changes. But the client care rating is now by itself on this first line. And then you're going to see conditionally mandatory signed document missing. There's two of them. We see them both missing in this particular case, and the documents that are missing are client consent to treat and the confidentiality agreement. No matter who you are, how you counsel, paid, unpaid, licensed, educated, uneducated, pastor, not pastor, it doesn't matter. Consent to treat, and by the way, up in documents, you're going to find examples of both of these. You can take those, download them, make your own, and clients to sign them. Let's talk very briefly about the consent to treat. This document doesn't seem like it has any real power or need or necessity for existing. Because if somebody comes to you and says, hey, I need help, can you help me? And you all both decide that you're going to counsel them, you would think that that's good enough. It's not. One of the first things that a court will ask you for in proceedings is the consent to treat. If you don't have it, you're all done. You're going to lose money, you're going to lose the case, hands down. Because you did not have permission to counsel this person. This person was not informed, and sometimes this is called an informed consent to treatment document. That's probably its fuller name. Not only do you make an arrangement to counsel somebody, you have to tell them who you are, what you can do, what you can't do, and that's what the informed consent is, along with their signed permission for you to treat them. If you don't have signed permission to treat them, don't treat them. You will lose any case before an ethics board or in a court of law. You will lose because you did not have permission to treat that person, even though they showed up in your office every week. You didn't have permission, and you didn't tell them who you were, how you could counsel, what you could do, what you couldn't do. Your education, all that kind of stuff goes into that document. I know it's a pain to write, but you need to write it. And once you write it one time, it's all done. You don't have to write it every time. Just keep it on file, the person signs it, and you're all good. Confidentiality agreement, same thing. Person says they're going to commit suicide in your office, you don't have a confidentiality agreement, and you call ambulance, you put them in the hospital, guess what? You're going to pay that hospital bill. You will pay that hospital bill, and you might be sued because you broke confidentiality, and you probably told them somewhere along the line, oh, well, you know, everything that goes on in this office is confidential. If you make that statement, it's about the dumbest statement that you could possibly make. Because there are reasons to break confidentiality. The person says, I'm going to kill myself right now in the office. Guess what? It's time to break confidentiality. It's time to tell your secretary. It's time to have her call for an ambulance. It's time to tell the ambulance people and the police that show up what this person said. Well, you've just broken confidentiality. You told me we weren't going to do that. Confidentiality agreement details all of these kind of things. When you will break confidentiality and when you won't. The person says, you know what, I hate my wife, I'm going to go home and kill her. Guess what? You better call the police. You better break confidentiality. That stuff has to be in the confidentiality agreement. The person must sign it. They must understand the boundaries of confidentiality. Confidentiality is not a blank slate for them to say and do whatever they want. The person has a complete, total mental, psychological breakdown in your office. What are you going to do? Confidentiality at that point goes out the window. Confidentiality has to go out the window. You're going to have to call an ambulance. Seen it happen? Heard of it happening? So you need these documents signed, and this statement is going to appear on the main screen. And like I say, these are not mandatory for you to use the system. It's mandatory in every ethics statement out there for you to have these two documents, and probably a couple more documents in other ethics statements, or in other ethics statements or associations or whatever. But these two are universal. So this is going to appear on here as a reminder to you until you get these signed. When you get them signed, you notice you can hover over here and click on this. You go here. This is the basic client information. You can check. We'll just check that the consent to treatment was done. You notice now we went back to the summary. That's where we are, the summary for the biopsychosocial. And you'll notice now that it says consent to treat document signed by client. Mandatory document is on file. Now, we didn't tell it that we had the confidentiality statement yet. So that's still going to show up here. We go back over here, we refresh our data. You'll see one has disappeared, the other one still remains, so that you can get that done. Okay, the complete client intake info is up here. We were just here. This is the summary. You go to the basic, and you can check that statement there. That's all there is to it. This is going to continue to tell you you got to take care of these things. Got to take care of them. There's no choice. And that's all for now. And we'll do more later.